G'day everyone, Tony Davison from Pridewell. This afternoon I'm joined by Feroze Sukh. Feroze is the CEO of ARC Global Wealth, and amongst everything that Feroze and ARC team do, one of their big things is around mortgages. Now there's a lot going on in interest rates, the world of mortgages at the moment, Feroze. A couple of straight questions. Interest rates, there's a lot of talk about them going up this year. Are you seeing that coming through in the area of mortgages at the moment? Are loans being priced higher?
Hi Tony, hi everyone. Yeah, look, it's a really topical issue at the moment. So when you look at interest rates, the variable rates can sort of start in the early twos and go up.
Yep.
Obviously, the fixed rates have certainly been priced in by the banks.
Yep.
So if you go back a year ago, you would be lucky to get one of those, sub-2 fixed rates long term. Right? That's a thing of the past, unfortunately, because they're all being priced in. Yep. So you're starting to see rates, so that 2-year rates are sort of, in that sort of 3 range. 3 years is sort of going into the high 3s, and 4 and 5 years are now in the 4s. So the pricing has happened on those fixed rates.
Absolutely. So rates have been dragged up over the past 6 months or so. Do you think if the Reserve Bank starts to raise interest rates, it's going to keep on going?
Look, as I said to you earlier, the fixed rates have already been priced in. I think the market sort of priced in that, that's the trajectory that the rates are going to go.
4%,
but certainly, there's a lot of talk around, the variable rates starting to increase. There's talk, this week potentially it could increase again. There's a lot of talk and chat around this. But the one thing's for sure, I think there is, a higher probability of rates rising than not.
Absolutely.
So it's a very topical kind of topic that everyone should be thinking about.
Definitely. So if someone has a mortgage at the moment and they're getting a higher rate, I suppose they're paying more. So you were saying you can get around 2% on a variable rate at the moment.
Look, Tony, this is a really good question, because when I think a lot of us, when we set facilities and mortgages, we tend to forget.
Yeah, sure.
I think what our message here is it's always a good time to look at it. If you haven't looked at it, it's always a good time to review. Are you paying too much? Is there something we can do better?
Yeah, sure.
Can we structure it better? And look, people are starting to get a bit worried or uncomfortable about rising interest rates.
Yeah, sure.
Is it time, if you're really uncomfortable with that, is it time to look at repayments? Do we look at some fixing? It all comes down to ultimately your cash flow. It all comes down to making sure we protect your cash flow long-term versus expenses.
Definitely. So one of the big messages there, Feroze, is number one, interest rates are going up, particularly at the fixed end of the spectrum, but we're expecting variable rates to go up. And number two, the habit of reviewing your loans every couple of years, or probably every year. That's something we should all do, isn't it?
100%. And look, as mortgage brokers, ARC Global Wealth Finance, which, let us have a look at it. At the end of the day, it doesn't cost you anything.
No, absolutely.
And the prudence is to just look at it. And our responsibility from a responsible lending perspective is if you are really on good rates and you're well set, there's no need to change. But at the end of the day, what we're starting to find is a lot of people haven't looked at it. And perhaps are missing out on some efficiencies when you do a review on these things.
That's a massive thing, isn't it? Because you can save quite a lot of money because the loans are so big these days on small adjustments as well.
100%. And Tony, just to go back to your point around rates, it is important, I think, for everyone to note that the fixed rates generally, if you look a year ago to today, have been priced in. So the banks are or lenders are pricing those in. But certainly the pressure on the variable rates is something that everyone's watching now to see what happens and when is the rate rise going to start to happen. But certainly there's plenty of talk around it.
Absolutely. Well, mortgages at 2%. Who would have thought that? You think about
fixed rates at sub 2%, longer term fixed rates a year ago.
Who would have thought it, hey? It's an unbelievable sort of set of numbers. Do you think the last thing is, in terms of the application process these days, is it longer than it used to be? Is it more detailed than it used to be to get a loan?
Look, it can be. However, I think that the big point there is our jobs as mortgage brokers is to collect all the information, put it in a format that, given our experience, given our dealings with the lenders that we're panelled with, is to get it through as fast and efficiently as possible. A big part of a mortgage broker's role is to take some of that frustration, if you like, or take some of the workload off the clients and put it in a format that we're comfortable to do very quickly. We've done many of these and make it efficient for you. So the whole point of this is, if we can eliminate frustration, time and work well, that's kind of the benefit of having a mortgage broker do the work for you.
You're in a much better spot. Fantastic.
100%.
Yep. So, folks, that's Feroze Sukh. Feroze is the CEO of Arc Global Wealth, and amongst many other things, they're also in the business of mortgages. So, very much appreciate your opinions there, Feroze. It's fantastic. Thanks very much for your
Thanks,
time.
Tony. Appreciate it. And good to see everyone. And we'll talk soon, no doubt.
Indeed. Thanks,
Thank you.
Feroze. Cheers, mate.